Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. If you are dialing in today, my name is Amanda Ryba. I am the founder of the Illuminate Your Wealth community. And one of the things that we're passionate about is educating other people on different ways that you can save and build wealth tax-free, like the wealthy have been doing for decades. So today we're going to be talking about a little product that we like to call an IUL, which is an Index Universal Life. And an IUL at its rarest and most simplest form is a permanent life insurance policy that you can grow and build wealth inside of, separate from the life insurance. And you do that by overfunding the cost to own the policy. So IULs are a hot commodity today. If you're not really familiar with how they work or how they're structured, that's not the point of this live, although you're welcome to ask any questions in the chat and I will answer them. There is a ton of content on my page that you can get redirected on over to learn a little bit more about that, and I'll probably link that in the description of this live. But today, my goal is to run a couple different scenarios for you all. So I know people, they follow me, they follow other influencers that talk a lot about Index Universal Life policies and probably have wondered at some point in their life what an IUL is and what it might look like for them, but maybe you haven't thought of reaching out to actually get a real live quote. No worries, I completely understand. It might be a little weird to be talking to somebody that you don't know through social media, or maybe you feel like you know us because you follow us. But either way, my goal today is to run a few different scenarios for you live. So if you are on here and you would like to see an IUL policy run for yourself, all I need to know about you to be able to get you a real live quote live, I'm ready. I have the illustration software up here right in front of me. All I need to know about you is how old you are. I need to have an idea on kind of what your health is like. So are you really healthy? Are you not healthy? Are you a smoker? Are you not a smoker? Somewhere kind of along that lines. And I need to know roughly about how much money you would want to be saving into an account like this, either per month or per year. And yeah, we can run it either till retirement, or if you want to use it for infinite banking, we can run it for that as well. I see somebody that hopped down that said, I was hopping in, but I don't really know. And I totally get that, right? That's one thing that we hear quite often is, I don't really know, or like, I don't even know what an IUL looks like. I don't even know where to start. Easiest way to start is think, what are you currently saving into other retirement products, into your 401k, into your IRA? And if you don't have those, what are you currently trying to set aside per month now into maybe like a high yield savings account or a savings account or some stocks or investments? What are you currently putting aside on a weekly or a monthly basis? And then think, okay, what if I were to redirect that into an IUL? What could that get me? Right? And I'll just give you kind of an idea. A lot of the times when I sit down with people in their 20s, they're usually saving somewhere between maybe $100 to $500 a month on average when they're in their 20s. I did just help out a client recently that was 23 years old and he's saving $1,000 a month, but he also is at home, doesn't have any bills, doesn't have any debt, and he has nothing else to do with the money that he's making. So it makes perfect sense. Usually when I sit down with people in their 30s, they're saving somewhere between maybe 500 to 1,000, maybe 1,200 a month or so. It kind of just depends again on their budget. Typically when I sit down with people in their 40s, we're talking 1,000 and up. We're talking, maybe 1,000, 12,000, 1,500 a month, something like that. And when I get to people more so in their 50s, if your goal is to use your IUL to grow cash value, you're probably realistically looking at maybe 1,000, 1,500 or more, 2,000 a month. Like the more you can shove into these policies, the better. A lot of times when I'm dealing with people in their 50s, we're looking at annual premium where they're putting in maybe $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 a year or more into these accounts with the intent to either use it for retirement planning or use it for immediate access to cash. And that would probably be good to explain to you as well, that IULs can be used for a few different reasons. I always say there's really 4 different functions for an IUL. One simply is just tax-free retirement, right? To be a supplemental tax-free retirement income stream for you. Another one would be immediate access to cash, what we call infinite banking, meaning that you're putting in a large lump sum with the intent to take a good chunk of money right back out very quickly. Another way is just to use it for permanent life insurance or long-term care or living benefits because they come with those features. In that situation, you're putting less in the premium so that and getting more in life insurance so that you have enough of a death benefit to sustain you in all years. And really the fourth way is for college. So if you've got kids and you're trying to save money for their future, IULs make a fantastic product for that as well. So if you're on here, I see a few people on here today, you're welcome to type into the chat how old you are and roughly kind of your health situation. Are you healthy? Are you not healthy? Are you a smoker? Are you not a smoker? how much money you could see yourself maybe saving per month, or what you'd like me to illustrate, and for how long. Is this a retirement product? Are we doing this for immediate access to cash? And I'm happy to run an example for you. And while we wait for some people to drop in some information in the chat, I was running a scenario for a lady that was 35 years old. So it's relatively pretty similar between men and women, but just keep in mind, if you're a man and you're 35, high chance you could probably put in maybe an extra $2,000 or $3,000 a year into your IUL with the exact same death benefit as a lady at the same age with the same death benefit. Men are always allowed to put in a little bit more money into their accounts than women. Don't really know why. I think it's because of mortality reasons, and you guys tend to die sooner. Just a reality. So, but that being said, for a lady that, let's say her goal was to save $1,000 a month, and she wanted to save that until she retired at age 65. So for her, and I can give you guys kind of a little view on what this looks like if you actually want to see. Dun, 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 dun. Let me just take you out of here. So, I probably should have a pen. I don't have a pen. Okay, well, you're gonna have to use my finger. So let's say that her goal over here is to save $1,000 a month, which is $12,000 a year going into this account. In order to do that, she would have to get a $350,000 death benefit, because the more life insurance you get, the more money you can put into the policy. The less life insurance you get, the less money you can put in. So this number controls all of these numbers. So with the $350,000 death benefit, her guideline level premium is $13,336 a year. That's the most that she could save into this account on a yearly basis. So if she's putting in $12,000 a year, she's putting in pretty close to that. She could probably get maybe a slightly smaller insurance policy, but I would say this is relatively pretty good. And then her minimum on it is $2,000 a year. Her target is $3,600 a year. That's the goal. She never wants to do less than that. And then she gets a 7-pay of about almost 20 grand a year, which means she can put in a little bit extra in the first couple years, first 4 to 5 years to be exact. So if we look over here, take a look at this year, how many years the account's been opened, how old she is and counting, what she's saving every single year. You're gonna see account value. This is how much money she has growing inside of her IUL. The surrender value is how much money she can access. So year one, she has $10,598 in here. She's not allowed to access $6,265. She can access $4,333, and her death benefit is going to increase over time. It's going to add this number to it. So 350 plus 10,598 equals 360,598 as the death benefit. So that's why that number is increasing over time. So if you guys are fans of Dave Ramsey, he says that that's not true. He says your cash value does not get added to your death benefit. Well, here you go. It's right here that it does, if you choose an increasing death benefit. So let's see where this lady is at when she is maybe 50 years old. Still saving $1,000 a month. She would have inside this account about $256,000 that she can access 100% tax free. Full access to her. If that was her 401k or her IRA, she'd be paying taxes and penalties to touch it because she's not 59 and a half years old yet. If we go till age 60, you're looking at $628,000 inside that account at that point. Not bad, right? That's a pretty nice amount, so we're doing pretty good there. But let's say she just lets it grow until she is 65, which, if you guys can see, 65, age 65, 30 years from now, she'd have just about $918,000 inside that account. That is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. Now, the question is, if this was you guys, you had $918,000 in here at age 65, what would you do with it? Would you take it all out at one time, or would you take a little bit every year to live off of, kind of like a pension? Because if she chooses to take it as a pension, this company says that she could take out about $77,000 every single year in income in retirement tax-free. She puts in $12,000 a year for 30 years. She ends up taking out $77,000 every single year until she's 90. That's wild, right? What a good exchange. Would you guys trade me $12,000 a year in order to take out $77,000 every single year in retirement, and it's tax-free? Would you take that deal? I don't doubt it, right? I'm sure most people would. Now, that was for a female that is 35 years old let me put you guys back up on my stand. Hold on a second. There we go. Female that is 35 years old that was looking to save $1,000 a month. Let me grab a pen really quick. Aha. Love this pen because it has a red tip. Shout out to my church. Let's go Echo Church. I don't know if that's backward for you guys or not. It's not backwards for me, but now let's say maybe this person is, I don't know, 45 years old. Let's say they're 45. Let's just see. So let's make her 45 years old. And again, if you guys have anything that you want me to run in the chat, feel free to drop it in. But let's say she's 45 years old and maybe her goal is to do the exact same thing. She wants to save $1,000 a month. Well, what's interesting is she would not need to get $350,000 in life insurance, because the older you get, the less life insurance you need to do the exact same thing. So we can actually reduce her life insurance coverage probably down to $250,000. Let's see. Because the key here is, you guys, you want to get, if your goal is to grow cash value with these, you want to get the least amount of life insurance possible for the most amount of money that you're saving into this account per year, because that's going to help your cash grow the quickest. So yes, I'm 100% correct. So for her, if this lady was, let's see, come here. So if this lady was, there's my plant. Cute, right? Okay, so for her, if this lady was 45 years old, wants to save $1,000 a month, now we are looking at $250,000 as a death benefit is what would have to go in here, and that would give her a guideline level premium of $12,656 per year that she could save. So $12,000 a year, pretty close, right? She's pretty much maxing it out. Her 7-pay went down a little bit, but that's not a big deal because we're not trying to hit that. We're trying to focus on the guideline level because that is the most that she can contribute per year in all years of the policy. So if we zoom down here and take a look, again, kind of the same scenario, right? Years, how many years the account's been open, her age, what she's saving every single year, account value, $10,000 in year one, cannot access $5,740 of it. She can access $4,727 of it. Death benefit is $250,000, and it's going to add her account value to it. So this number is increasing over time. So when she's 60, right, we're now looking at about $253,000 inside this account at age 60. At age 65, we're looking at about $409,000 in here at age 65. And in retirement, if she chooses to pensionize this and start taking this out as income, now we're talking $34,000 every single year in income. So remember, she only put in $12,000 a year for 20 years. Now she starts taking out $34,000 every single year, tax-free, right? If she does it on a loan every single year until she's 90. So would you guys trade me $12,000 a year for 20 years to be able to take out $34,000 tax-free every year for 25 years in retirement? Probably, right? Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Now, I can show you guys, if you would like to see an actual example of maybe like an infinite banking type account. You guys want to see? You guys want to see? Oh, I'm sure we do. Okay. So let's use this same exact lady, age 45, for now more of an infinite banking type of scenario. So what that means is she's going to significantly fund this account to see how much money she can get her hands on really quickly to go and maybe make a real estate deal or do something with her business, something kind of like that. So let's see if we gave her a $1 million death benefit. Let's see what we could do with the $1 million death benefit. Let's just say we do it for 5 years. We'll do annual premium, because you can put money into these accounts on a monthly basis. You can put money into these accounts on a yearly basis. It really just depends on what works for her. So, okay, well, we can 7-pay it. Oh, okay, not bad, not bad. Yeah, I mean, I'll just show you guys this just so you can understand it. It's not super clean or pretty, but I think it'll help you understand it. So let me flip my screen. So for this lady, again, 45 years young, getting $1 million death benefit with this policy, that bumps up her guideline level premium to $50,303 every single year, which is the max she can contribute every year. But her 7-pay premium is $68,725. So that's the max that she can put in the first like 3 to 4 years. And then this is the max she can put in all years after that. So for somebody that's looking for infinite banking, they don't usually care about the minimum. They don't even care about the target. They're looking at these two numbers here. What's the most that I can contribute per year? So in this scenario, this is literally the most that she could contribute per year. So she could hit the 7-pay number for the first 3 years, 68, 68, 68, 68. Then it's going to drop her to this really random number, which is 59,805. And that is because there is a maximum amount of money that she cannot exceed going into this policy in the first like 4 to 5 years. Really, the fastest an IUL can be funded is probably 4 to 5 years. It just depends on the client's age. So because of her age, this is the fastest we can do it. And if we add all this up, it's probably going to be somewhat pretty close to this number. So if she does this, year one, she puts in $68,725. She has $64,897 inside her account because obviously we have to subtract the cost to own the $1 million policy, right? They're not giving her access to $22,960 of it. She gets access to $41,937. And I am kind of curious, I'm not going to lie. I would like to know what that percentage is. So let's take a look. So if we do 41,937 divided by 64,897, that's almost 65% access in the first year, which is actually phenomenal for IULs. A lot of times with IULs, you're looking at somewhere between maybe 50 to 55% access. That's why I like this insurance company, because especially for infinite banking or needing immediate access to cash, you definitely need to be able to have access to a good chunk of your money. So here you're looking at about 65% access in year one. That's what she has access to be able to take out on the form of a loan if she's trying to do something like infinite banking. Like let's say this lady wants to go buy some real estate. Well, she has access to about almost 42,000 to be able to borrow out and go and leverage to start up, to put down as a down payment on a house or whatever she wants to do, flip a house, and then she could come back and pay back off the loan. Right? Year two, she'd have access to 111,000, 185, 253. Very different than the other scenario that we looked at where that lady was more so funding it for her future. And if we do look at this, like let's say that she also wants to use this for retirement, well, she just put in money for the first 4 years, nothing in the years after that. Let's say that she's taking money out, putting money in, taking money out, putting money in, using this for loans. Well, sorry if I'm shaking you guys all over the place. Well, when we get down to retirement, when she turns 65, 66 years old, if she didn't put another penny in and she paid off all her loans, she could expect to take out approximately $53,000, almost $54,000 every single year in retirement. Every year until she's 90. Again, because she funded it correctly in the beginning. So I think these strategies are fantastic. Name me another strategy out there where you can literally put in like 250 grand or so, give or take right here, and be able to take out, oh my gosh, over 2.5 million tax-free in retirement with zero stock market risk. Name me another account that can do that. Wait, yeah, there isn't. So that's kind of an infinite banking scenario. If you are just hopping on and again, you want to see an actual IUL illustration run for you, that's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to help you out. But what if we are looking for a child? You guys want to see for a child? Let's look real quick for a kid. So let's just say that this person is 5 years old. How's that sound? That's a good age? It's a good age. So let's look at 5 years old. Let's see. I have to get this to update for a second. Let's say 5 years old. Let's just say let's say $150,000 death benefit. Let's see what that looks like. Probably could put in, I'm going to guess maybe $200 a month. Probably somewhere around that. And we're going to do monthly. Let's see. What does this actually look like? So for a child that is 5 years old, and yeah, you could do that. You could do it. Child that is 5 years old, you could do a little bit more than $200 a month. 200 a month is $2,400 a year. Yeah, you could do probably about maybe $210, $220 a month, give or take every single year. But I'll show you guys this just because it's easy because I have it right here in front of me. So, okay. So let's just say we have a client now that is 5 years old. And we want to know what this would look like, right? Let's say the parents wanted to save $200 a month, which is $240,000 a year. Good Lord, which is $2,400 a year, not $240,000 a year, $2,400 a year. He would need to get about $150,000 death benefit in order to do that. And the guideline level premium that we learned earlier, this is the max that you can contribute in all years, right? All years of the account. So we're a little bit less, but that's okay, because you can always make this up in later years. You do get carryover. So whatever you do not contribute in one year would carry over to the next year for you to be able to contribute. And if the parents really wanted to put in a little extra fluff in the first couple years, they could do so. They've got a little bit more wiggle room with the 7-pay in the first couple years. So if we look down here, years, age, premium, so $200 a month is $2,400 a year. Account value, $2,000 in year one, can't access $1,700 of it, has access to $274. Death benefit is $150, and it's increasing because the account value gets added to it. And I mean, really, most parents want to see age 18, right? So when this kid goes off to college, you're looking at an account value access to about $39,272. And keep in mind, we're only showing a 6.1% interest rate. So if this account actually did 9-10% like it has done in the past, this would be a lot higher. But I usually look at age 22 or 20, 20, say probably 22. That's usually about the age kids are when they graduate college. So assuming that they took out some student loans, now they're coming due at age 22, they got about 60 grand in there. Give me a hand raise if you would love to have graduated college with access to about 60 grand liquid tax free, right? I think most of us would have loved that. I know I did not have that, but I'm very grateful because my parents helped me pay the interest on my student loans. But let's see where they're at when they're 30. When they're 30, still saving $200 a month. Let me move my mouse out of the way. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Now we're looking at $122,000 in there. Now that would be a really nice down payment on your kid's first home. That could maybe help pay for their wedding. There are so many things that your kids could do with that, right? But let's say that they keep saving their $200 a month until they turn 40. At age 40, we're talking $255,000 inside this account. Who on this call is 40 years old with access to $255,000 liquid cash tax free? Yeah, I didn't think so, right? That's pretty nice. Now let's see when they turn 50, still saving $200 a month, $200 a month, $2,400 a year. Now we're looking at just shy of $500,000 inside this account. Could you retire with that? For sure, not in California where I live, but probably in other states because it's tax free. But let's just say we save until age 65. Let's stop delaying the inevitable. Age 65, we're talking $1.299 million inside this account for this child by the time they turn age 65. So parents, do you have the ability to help your kids retire? Yes, you do, just by getting them started, right? That's crucial. Now, let's say that they start to take this out as a pension in retirement. This company says they could take out approximately $108,000 every single year tax-free in income in retirement. That's just about 10 grand a month until they're 90. So we're talking, again, well over $2.5 million in retirement just because of the fact that their parents started saving $200 a month for them when they were just kids. So this is the power of IULs. Hopefully this gives you an idea and some different ways that you can use them. I think they're fantastic. Obviously, you do have to get approved for them. So the insurance companies look into your age, your health history, and your background. And that's going to give you a risk class and ultimately determine the cost of the policy and whether or not it makes sense for you to own one. But if you live in the United States and you've been looking into these, I think they're fantastic. Make sure you get with somebody that is licensed in your resident state and knows how to properly design and structure these to meet your goals. As we talked today, there's different goals, right? We looked at a tax-free retirement solution. We looked at an infinite banking solution. We looked at a juvenile solution. So hopefully it gives you a lot of different ideas on how these plans can be used. I live in the United States, so if you live in the US, I live in the US. If you'd like to work with me or my team, we would be happy to connect with you and get you some examples drawn up. There's a lot of different insurance companies that we can use, so it really just depends on you, your goals, your health situation, and what you are ultimately looking to accomplish. So hopefully this helps. I appreciate those of you that stuck on to learn. So share this video with anyone else you can think of that is currently looking for a policy and maybe too afraid to actually reach out and ask for a quote. Hopefully this gives you some good ideas on what these look like, and continue to follow me for more great content on things that the wealthy and the rich people are doing with their money. Very common. See you later.